Hey y'all, it's me, Jocasta Lester. Let me tell you another reason why I make these videos. It's to track some of the stuff that I've said and to see if they're coherent statements, to see if, there was some form of collusion. Sometimes I might mean to say something. I'm like, was it presented? Did I say it? Or did I say it and it was masked by something else? What does my voice sound like when I'm delivering what I'm saying? So in this video, I want to talk to you and I want to kind of see where my head was at too. Like, is this a worldly situation? Like, am I talking worldly? What's going on with me? Okay. So that's that. Oh, there's somebody else trying to drive on a yard again. There they go. Doing stuff they didn't have to do. Oh, yeah. So anyway. So in this video, I want to talk about meddling, the bothersome society, and how we can understand how we are performing as a society from my perspective. And I want to see I want to gauge, this is kind of a thermometer situation of sorts where I say, okay, I was talking this way. Was I talking worldly or godly? I need to know my status as a Christian. By a person's fruit, you'll know them. So that the fruit of my lips, like what was I saying at this time? What was the state of my spirit? Okay. So for me, if I watch myself back, then I see, what in the world? I was in that state. So I do this particular situation just to kind of track myself and to help you too where I can, and to put my ideas out there so that someone who understands what I'm saying and can take it and run with it and do more with it than say just having it out there in the world. I'm like, hey, please. The ideas that I'm willing to share with you openly are the ideas I am willing to share. The ones that have been taken from me, friends, family, all those people, there are they who are out there exalted against us, doing evilly to us privately. Okay. And I'm telling you, the ones that I was willing to share, I did. I tried to anyway. And those things that I was wearing, sometimes when I am, based on what I'm saying, it's like, okay, she's wrong right now. She's talking worldly, blah, blah, blah. Well, what was she wearing? It must be these type of people that are bothering her. It's simple. So with that said, the state of your society, to me, you can tell as a means of evaluating everything around you, right? It's simple. Sometimes it takes simplifying a problem to understand how to solve it. So that, are you going to add 1/2 and 1/243? If you keep trying to add that way, that's the way that many in this society seem to function. They're complex. They think they have vast thoughts. But when it comes down to solving a problem, they're trying to add 1/2 and 1/243 without finding the least common denominator. You got it? They don't do LCD great. So with that said, let's put it this way. There are places that shouldn't be. They are hard to endure, and they show to me the state of emotional unwellness in society. Homelessness, that is a place of no house, no roof of your own. How many people are there? The leadership of that region, that district, has failed them because they've left them without provision. That's one F, okay? The other, well, the jailhouse. Why are people there in the jailhouse? How many are there? There's an F for failure. Who's in charge? Why are there so many people in jail where you are in charge? Okay, yes. Jail's a bad place. And a person's emotional well-being is not so great when they're caged like an animal. A person's emotional well-being is not so great when after they've been caged like an animal, they've been thrown out into homelessness. And that is the way that this society works. So your leadership performs that way. Second failure, jail, homelessness. Third failure, epic, is when people are in mental health care facilities. My gosh, they're crazy. So your society has a lot of crazies, a lot of jailbirds, and a lot of people outside. You're doing an excellent job of taking care of your people. Those three places should be rightly emptied. Out of homelessness into a home. Out of jail into productive living. Out of crazy into sane living, meaning productive living. It's really simple, but not so simple. But it is. How many ways do you complicate the simplicity of solving said problems? You give a homeless person a place to live. You give a person that's in prison a place to work under a little supervision only because they've fallen away from being trustworthy. Likewise, a person that's been certifiably crazy, you give them a more confined place to work with supervision. That's it. And then that takes care of the simple stuff. Now, how do you do that as a leader with all these programs? I'm telling you, sometimes people don't think about it, but a lot of people have things bombarding them from here, from there. How many solutions have you offered your leadership? Or how many ways have you been effective and assisting your leaders in doing this? Have you done that? Or have you just been critical of your leadership? That's why I'm just like, just do your job. Do your job and do it to the best of your ability and give things where you see that there's need. That's that. Start there. That's how you can help. So have a blessed and marvelous day. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Society's failing if they're not doing right by their people. They're poor. What happens is your poor ends up in crime. Your poor, they end up in bad places. And I'm not blaming a person for somebody else's crime. What I'm saying is the opportunities to commit more wrong acts, okay, wrongful and willful acts, there are many more than there should be, okay? There's so much oppression. There's so much, there are many requirements, but fewer, not opportunities, because there's more opportunity, but there's more required and less given, so that people are trying to do things that they're required to do without the necessary aid. In other words, they're meeting opposition when trying to do the right thing, okay? They meet more opposition trying to do the right thing than the wrong thing. They're given many opportunities to go astray, more than most. But when they're trying to do right, sometimes they are actually ousted for trying to do the right thing. So just understand, what kind of society is that? That's weird. So repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Have a blessed and marvelous day. How many ways do you make it easier to do the things that were hard for you to do? That's my point. So blessings. Thank you for watching. Take care.